Ladies and gentlemen.
Hey Mickey, can we get an update on the 69 long bed?
Yep. Last video, I think we were about to start tearing it apart, and we kind of went over some stuff on what we were going to do to it. So we've got some progress made. We haven't had any update videos because honestly I've been sick and I haven't felt like being on camera. So where we're at with it is Brian built a cart for it so we could pull the body off the chassis and put it on something that was fixed. And the cart that he built, he basically made some platforms to locate all the body mounts in the floor so that when we tear the floor out and put a new floor in, we'd have some good points to locate it from. All of that while it's hanging from the door jambs so that it holds the truck basically square this way and square this way. Because once you take the floor structure out and the firewall out, this cab just basically becomes a big old floppy piece of metal that's all kind of relying on the roof to hold it together. So what can happen is the truck can get shifted side to side like that, or it can get laid over top to bottom. You know, it can do all kinds of funky stuff. So basically Brian built this pretty sturdy cart to be able to move it around the shop and also to support the truck while we blew it all apart. So that's why he built it the way he built it, and he's got that done. Another cool feature to this little cart that he made is that once the floor's in it and it's got the cab tied back together, you can remove these end pieces off of it and put the doors on it and then fit the cab to the door, and everything is still, like, nothing's moved because it's still bolted to the cart, you know, with the new floorboards and all that stuff, and then the firewall's back in. So there's kind of a series to how you want to do this. And that's why the old rockers are still on there. That was kind of helping keep things to where we could line the floor up and line the firewall up. And now that all the floor and the firewall's in there, then we'll remove the sides of the cart, mount the doors up, line them up, and do the rockers and the cab corners. But for now, I guess y'all can check out the floor pan's been put in. And these floor pans, you know, they don't come perfect either. You know, you got to really stretch them and manipulate them to make those things work. So one of the other little things that we do here is whenever we put these trucks together, we use this U-Pull, it's a copper coat. It's basically a weld-through primer, and we'll put it in areas that we're not going to be able to get to. Like when the new rocker's over this, it'll lap over, and this will be plug welded, kind of how the floor is. See how they're pinched together and they're plug welded? So we'll go in before we put it all together, and we'll copper coat it to make sure that that weld seam through there is coated with this primer so that you don't get any rusting in between the panels. And like in the rear section back here, it's been done all the way across the back of the cab. It's just another little layer of protection we put in while we're already here. When we got the floor pan out, we noticed that the lower kick panels and the lower part of the door pillars were rotted out. So we went ahead and replaced those. I think on the last video we were trying to decide if we were going to actually do like a full firewall or if we were going to just replace it and shave it. We ended up just putting a factory replacement one back in there and then filled in all the holes, and then we kind of made one little like hump over here to kind of match this side, and then we welded a strip in here to cap the top off and just started filling in holes. I think for this level of build, it's not going to be a super custom truck. It's just going to be a nice, clean, almost like restoration. So I thought this will be plenty nice for what they're doing with the truck. So that's where we're at on it. I guess next week we will be tearing off the sides of this fixture and fitting the new rockers and fitting the doors on here. And we got to repair the bottom of the doors. The bottom of the doors are rusted out, so we'll fix that. This is a good look at in the video when we were talking about the rockers that were screwed on here with wood screws. This is what they left underneath the replacement rocker. Here, you can look at the other side, a lot better over here. factory rocker. Whatever restoration shop worked on it before, they basically took an aftermarket rocker and just slid it right over that and then stuck some wood screws in there to hold it on. So that's what that was on the video we were laughing about. And then, I don't know if we went over it or not, but we did cut into the cab corners here and found all of this that was just filled with Bondo. You can see that stuff's as thick as my finger there. And it looks like there's even some hairs here from fiberglass that was patched in right here. That's definitely fiberglass. Yeah. So, some bad work that we're coming behind, but we'll get it all right. So anyways, that's where we're at with the truck. Stay tuned and we'll give you more updates.